So once we have installed Java and the Android SDK plus tools in our computer, we are ready to get ourselves a copy of the Eclipse IDE so we can start coding our own apps. So as you can see, we already landed on the Eclipse portal. If you click on the Downloads tab, it'll take you to the screen you're looking at right now. Now, depending on how you got to this page, you may be looking at another one that says Eclipse Kepler 4.3 instead of Eclipse Juno 4.2. The reason is that Kepler will be the beta version as of October 2012, whereas Juno is the stable release that was out during the summer of 2012. So I'm always cautious of using beta versions. They still may be buggy. So I'm going to go for Juno for demo. And so the next decision is, do you want to download the Eclipse IDE for Java Enterprise Edition developers, or do you want to download the Eclipse Classic version? And the answer is that it depends on you. If you are new to Java and Android, you may want to go for the Eclipse Classic. It's a simpler version. It'll do. It'll fit quite well with our course. However, if you are an experienced Java programmer and you have other projects running, you may want to go for the Enterprise version, and it'll still do Android, of course. For the demo, I'm going to keep it simple and assume we are newbies to this, and I'm going to go for Classic. The next decision is whether you download the 32-bit version or the 64-bit version, and that depends on your machine. So for that, you may want to go to the control panel and look at System and take a look at what your machine really is. So it's running, in my case, a 64-bit operating system, and it depends on what your machine says. That's the answer you want. So I'm going to go for 64. So here I go. I'm going to go Classic 64 and hit it. As always, your network connection determines how fast this will go. Alright, so we're almost done here. Just a couple more megabytes, and here we go. Now, the next thing you should know is that Eclipse on Windows, on Mac, on Linux does not affect the operating system. It's just a, so to speak, a regular Java runtime. So all you need to do here is to unzip it or unpack it and put it somewhere that you know. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy the file. I'm going to go to my folder that I told you about before, users, public, testbed, which is the place where I initially put the SDK, and I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to unzip it. I don't like long names myself, so all I'm going to do is say Eclipse 421. I'm going to keep it short, Eclipse 421, and I'm going to extract everything. And once again, this takes a couple seconds, and it's just going to copy a whole bunch of Java classes and resources, and we'll be ready to go in a moment. Alright, so here we go. Eclipse. And this is Eclipse. All you need to do now is run the executable. And like I said, if you're running on a Mac or you're running on a Linux box, it's going to be the same thing. Although, of course, Unix has a different way of showing folders and files, but it'll be the same procedure. Unzip and run. There's no affecting the operating system. So Linux works under the concept of a workspace, so all your projects will go under the place that you select here. I'm going to go for the default, and It's going to load the workbench. The workbench is the IDE, the place where all the tools are. So let me just put this neatly here. And we have the workbench to start. This is going to show only the first time that you run the IDE. From now on, it's going to look like this. So here we go. We got Eclipse running. When you want to turn it off, of course, you go for File, Exit. I just want to stress that everything that we see here is a result of Java classes. So these are packages, and there's nothing to configure as far as the operating system. Everything you add in Eclipse is called a bundle or a plugin. And Eclipse is a pluggable architecture, meaning that it can be extended as much as we need by adding new plugins or bundles. And that's exactly what we're going to do next. We are going to add a plugin for Android. So that'll come in the next video. For now, just make sure that you can do your Eclipse installation, get it up to run, and get to the point where you can start the workspace, and then you'll be good. So keep trying that. As always, if you have any questions, touch base with me and I'll be more than glad to help you.